Yo guys, we're back for another episode of One Club Hero on FIFA 18. Starting today's episode off doing a training session. Today just simming through it and trying to get ourselves a bit up in a few stats, but wasn't able to do so in this training session. But now we go into our first game of today's episode against Accrington Stanley. Trying to keep on this good run of form we've been on, as you see. We're very far in front of a lot of the teams that are in the league now, and hopefully we can keep pushing on from that, and hopefully, like I say, just keep at the top of the league, hopefully for all season, but if not all season, for at least as long as we can, so we don't fall down as many positions as Accrington Stanley. I don't know if they're a top sort of team in this league anymore, or anything like that. I know that it used to be like quite a low rated team. I don't know if they still are, but hopefully we can get a win out of this game and send ourselves through and keep pushing, like I say, through the season as much as we can, as they get the first attack of the game there. We got very lucky and let off pretty much from that first header, and then the second header he somehow puts it over the bar. He got underneath the ball somehow, even though he was over the top of the ball. To start with, he somehow ended up underneath it and puts the ball over the bar, which he really should have done better there, and it should have been 1-0. But luckily for us, it is still 0-0. But not long after, we come forward on our own attack of our own here. As we cut down this right hand side, we get into the box, we chip the ball in. It was a beautiful cross straight onto the head of the man, and he puts the ball in the back of the net. Stewart with the goal, we've really started linking up well with Stewart down that left hand side. Since we've started putting in our own crosses, like we've been the one supplying the crosses, it's been working so well. I've got so many assists off of it, and Stewart keeps banging them in the back of the net, as well as the rest of the team does. I don't know why, but my crossing stat isn't as high as it would as it looks from every time we put on a cross. It seems to go to the players' heads, but it goes in the back of the net, and luckily for us, it provides us with another assist, which is something that I definitely want to get more of this season, as we haven't got many so far this season. Really, I definitely want to start bumping up that assist tally as much as we can. But going into the 45th minute, we come on an attack as we sprint through the defence pretty much, and we get around everyone, take a shot, and honestly, it was one of the worst shots we've had this season. It was absolutely, from that position, we should be at least putting the shot on target, and through that run, it should have definitely been better as we supply a ball through there. But unluckily, Green puts the ball over the bar. It was a very nice piece of play. It was a good piece of play to start the half off. But it wasn't good enough finishing there from Green. And he puts the ball over the bar. And means the score remains at 1-0. But not long after, we come forward on another attack. We get into the box and we finish it off. We do it this time and score the goal to make it 2-1. That means we now have a goal and an assist in this match, and honestly the defence should have done so much better there. It was like we held the ball up a little bit, the defence carried on running along, and we put it into that far corner. I don't think the keeper could have done much better, because it was straight in that far corner. It would have been very difficult for the defence for the goalkeeper to get in to actually make that save. But we do very well to get that, and now on a 9.2 rating, we come forward on another attack, trying to get ourselves into the box. Again, we do exactly that. We whip across in, and it ends up in the back of the net again. We supply a cross, and it ends up in a goal. And honestly, we really have got to be doing so much more of these crosses, because they're working so well for us right now. And it seems to be every cross we're putting in, it ends up in the back of the net, and Reed puts it away this time just before he puts the ball in off of his bold spot, and he is in the back of the net to make it 3-0, 2 goals and then 2 assists and a goal in this game. We played brilliantly throughout that match. And both the assists came from crosses as well, as we had a crossing assist in the last episode if you would have watched that. And honestly, that was a very good cross, and it seems to be every time we were supplying them crosses, they seem to be working. So I've really got to try and whip in some more of those. But we do win that game 3-0, and honestly, it was a great performance from us. And I think, honestly, it was one of the best performances we've had this season, for the fact that it was more team play than it was me doing everything. It was more, we was linking up really well, and like I say, them crosses really started coming into effect. And that means we are still at the top of the league, even though we wouldn't have been able to drop a position even if we'd lost that. But it does mean we're pushing on at the top, and we have the best away record as we come into this second and final game of today's episode against Newport County. As honestly, we've been playing so well. We go into every game expecting a win, and I don't know if that's a good or bad mentality. I think it's a bit of a bad one, for the fact that I think we'll go in expecting, and then it'll be like we're expecting it to be easier than what it is. And obviously in every game it isn't going to be like that. But we can only hope that we can get as many wins and as many points out of every game that we possibly can, and hopefully get promoted into League One this season. As at this point it looks very difficult for us to mess up this right now, but you never know what's going to happen in these games. We could mess up absolutely horribly, but we do come forward on an attack there, but unluckily we couldn't find the back of the net, and we should have been 1-0 up there, but couldn't quite do so. Not long after, we come forward on another attack, get ourselves into a box with a brilliant through ball, and honestly, Woodyard should have done so much better there. I don't know why he took it with a first time shot. He could have easily took a touch there, but he didn't do so. He just absolutely smashed a shot, and it went well wide of the post. And that is another opportunity spurned at this point, and it really looked like we was going to regret it when they came forward on this attack. They get into the box, they take a shot, but luckily for us, he puts the ball over the bar. That means the scores remain at 0-0, but at this point Newport County really started to put the pressure on. They took that shot there, but he put the ball well over the bar. Really should have done better there, but luckily for us he didn't do so, and it means the scores remain at 0-0 before we come on one final attack, and we get the ball through, and we get a lot of luck there. We play the shot basically straight at the keeper, and honestly, out of all the shots we had in this game, that is the least amount that deserves to go in the back of the net. It was a beautiful pass that I don't know what the defender was doing to let us get that far through and that open. But he does, and we get very lucky. The keeper should have definitely saved that shot, and it shouldn't have ended up in the back of the net. But we needed the luck in this game, and it paid off with that goal. And it is another goal for us with a brilliant finish. Not a brilliant finish at all. It was an absolutely terrible finish, to be honest. But we got the luck, and it means we are now 1-0 up. But in the 90th minute, we come forward on one final attack as we see Rowe out wide with acres of spaces. He passes it inside. We give it back out to him, but he takes a very, very weak shot, and it goes wide of the post. But that is how the game ends. We do, in fact, win this game as well, even though it was through absolute luck. And honestly, we didn't deserve the win out of this game. I'll be the first person to say that. And honestly, we really, really didn't deserve to win this game. Or, to be honest, it would have been lucky if we got a draw out of this game. Newport played very well, and we got the luck that we really needed. And it paid off for us to win, as you see the match ratings there. But that is the end of today's episode, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and peace.